Hello YouTube, once again, Pedro here with another video. This is the second installment in the Maxing Out Thumbnails series where I, take a deep dive and try to improve the skill of making thumbnails, right? Because making thumbnails like editing or just YouTube in general is a skill, one that you need to practice and take the time to learn how to just make good thumbnails. If you go and check out my channel, you can already see a marked difference between the thumbnail that I use for the first two videos, which I made on PowerPoint, and the thumbnails that I made for every subsequent video. And for those, I've been using Canva. I have been looking to, since I'm just starting out the channel and I'm still new to the game, I've been trying to use as much free software and as many free tools as possible, right? To, make it accessible not only to myself, but if people watch my videos and they want to mimic what I'm doing in a step-by-step process, then just using as much free software as possible will make it accessible to as many people as possible. Because I know for me and for other people, right, a barrier to entry is usually cost, right? If something's expensive, then you're not gonna want to do it. And yeah, Canva is free. And as you're gonna see throughout this video, and obviously if you go into the channel and look at the thumbnails, it's great. It's a complete night and day difference between what I was pulling off on PowerPoint and what I can do on Canva with just like the templates that you're seeing on the screen right now that I'm scrolling through as I decide which one I want to use, and with the free assets that Canva provides. It's great. Obviously, Canva has premium features. It has way more assets if you pay for the service, but with just the free software and with the free tools and assets that come with Canva, you can make some pretty good thumbnails, honestly, like professional level thumbnails. Obviously, if you have a much more creative brain and more about like Photoshop and stuff, you could probably do even better thumbnails with just like at a baseline. But for somebody like me that is just learning this for the first time, Canva has been super fun, and yeah, I think has improved my thumbnail game tenfold at this point. And yeah, so now I'm going to focus obviously on the footage that's been going on in the background. I ended up recording basically two separate sessions of the maxing out thumbnails, making the thumbnail for two separate videos in 2 separate days. So I'm just going to splice that footage together. I am speeding up this footage immensely right now in the background. But here, basically, I just went on Canva and I opened up a specific piece and I was, trying to sketch out or drawing to see what I wanted to do. And then I wanted to change the template, and this was the one I picked initially. So you'll see me in the background, changing the shape, changing the font. I ended up picking the font that I've been using for the other maxing out for pretty much all of the thumbnails, actually. It's one of the default fonts that you can find on Canva. I just thought, it looked cool, so I decided to pick that one. And then based on the sketch that was shown that I was drawing out, I decided to make the thumbnail here, but I ended up not liking it, so I pretty much scrapped it completely. Not completely, but I changed it so that it wasn't as visually like cluttered as it was initially. And because the idea initially was, to have like the computer and then have like a screenshot of my channel and then have the two videos crossed out, and you'll see me do that here in a second. But I don't know, I just didn't like it. If you guys preferred this version, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to, like, I guess for the future, make quote cooler looking thumbnails. But I think simplicity is king. And yeah, so this was the initial idea I had, which is what I sketched. But yeah, I don't know. It was just a little bit too much, and it was getting a little bit too complicated. I thought it was too visually cluttered. Like, if you see this on a thumbnail, you're like, you have no idea actually what's going on. So I scrapped this idea, but I took inspiration because here I'll put like a Canva with a check mark, and this is when I have like a eureka moment, and I decide, okay, I'm deleting the computer, I'm deleting all that junk, and I'm just keeping the name, the title of the series, and then I'm doing like PowerPoint with an X and a Canva with a check mark, and that ended up being like the initial inspiration for what would be the final version of the thumbnail that you can see on the YouTube video now. So yeah, like I slept on this design, and for some reason I couldn't get behind it. Like, when I woke up in the morning, literally I had a completely different vision in my head from what I wanted the thumbnail to be. And I think obviously I like the final version much better because that's the one that ended up in the video. But lesson learned, like, don't go with your first gut feeling, I guess. Like, sometimes sleeping on it helps. Like, this is what ended up being the final version of the thumbnail. I think it sent, like, you can see the transformation from the beginning, from what I had, like the super complicated design, to what I ended up here, which is much cleaner, much simpler visually. It's striking. It gets the message across. Obviously, don't use PowerPoint for thumbnails. Use Canva. And then here is what I mentioned earlier. It jumps to the second, or this is the second thumbnail that I made on Canva, which I basically took the first one I did and I followed more or less the same layout. But I also, like, it's pretty much the same layout actually, now that I think about it. And you're going to see it obviously in a second. And if you go into the channel, you're going to see it. But it follows pretty much the same layout, where I have the letters and then I have the title of the series in the bottom and then just something in the middle. I'm not sold 100% on, keeping the title of the series for each and every video. I need to figure out like a system. I don't know. This is like where I need to be inspired further. But because I saw a video of somebody saying that you shouldn't put the maxing out is the title of my channel. It's already there when you click on a video of mine, and it's on the title of the video as well. Right, every video is titled "Maxing Out blank," whatever else I want to catch the viewer's attention. And I've heard people say that you shouldn't have the title of the video or the title of your channel or whatever on the actual thumbnail, since it gets repetitive. You have your channel is visually there when you click on a video. The title of the video is there when you click on a video. So your thumbnail should be something that works in tandem with the title of the video and your channel to like relay information. But I'm still struggling to figure out how I want to make each series distinctive through the actual thumbnail, where like if you see the thumbnail before you even read the title, it's maxing out YouTube, or it's maxing out editing, or it's maxing out thumbnails, or maxing out whatever. I still need to play around and figure out how that works specifically. But yeah, this ended up being the thumbnail for the like the final thumbnail for the video. It's not as inspired as the first one, but it gets the point across, right? Like you want, it's supposed to be like the first upload, so or the video about the first upload. So I just put the YouTube and then put like a generic upload symbol on it to represent that, and obviously with the title it works. And yeah, so this is the end of this video. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Thanks again for the support, and if you have any ideas on how to improve the thumbnails, please let me know in the comments so I can start cracking at it. Thank you.